All right. That was the homework from last night, so I'm sure you had a chance to look at that. Submit if you haven't. We're gonna use matrix to solve a system of equations. I think you really like this. Once we get involved with it, you know you've done a substitution elimination. Guess what? You don't have to use that anymore. Your calculator is gonna allow you to do that. I got one page of notes to show you, and it's not this page. So, in fact, it is just this page right here. So, we have a system of equations right here. We've been working with these, we've done substitution elimination, a whole bunch, haven't we? Okay? Well, yesterday we worked with matrices, and we're gonna be able to solve these by using matrices. So notice what matrix A is. It's a 2x2 here. And once we have all the x's lined up, the y's, the equals, and our totals are numbers over here, we're going to write a coefficient matrix. What's that mean? It means the lead coefficients here. 1, 1, 2, and 1. 1, 1, 2, and 1. And that will be our matrix A. It's a 2x2. Now go ahead and grab your calculators and put that guy in. Matrix A, 2x2, 1, 1, 2, 1. Our matrix B is going to be a 2x1, which is going to be my constant, or what I'm equal to. That would be 8 and 1. So grab your calculator, get matrix A 2x2. We did this yesterday. Should feel okay about it. I got a couple back here. Does anybody want one? Does anybody want one of mine? Everybody good? So what this is it's going to allow you to solve a system of equations without doing substitution elimination. How do you like that idea? You probably should. Okay, it's going to be nice. It's really nice with big numbers, decimals, and fractions. Much easier. So if you have matrix A and matrix B, now we're going to multiply them with just a little twist. We're going to take matrix A, but its inverse. Now your calculator will calculate that inverse in about 2 nanoseconds. It takes a little bit longer for us to do it manually. That's why we're using this. Times B. Now you don't need to put the multiplication there, but it does do it. But you have to make sure you go inverse. Now the inverse button is right on the front of the matrix button, isn't it? That's why it's there, because you know we're going to use it. Now what will happen is your x value will pop out and your y value in a 2x1 matrix. And you have A inverse times B. For some reason I'm thinking it's like 7 or 15 somewhere. See anybody pulling it up? Take a shot, see what you can get there. Matrix A inverse, make sure you take the inverse, times B. I can do it by elimination real quick, or substitution, which I'll do real quick here. Let's see. If I was going to do something, I'd probably multiply by -1 all the way across. That's going to give me x. That's going to be eliminated. It looks like -7. So my x is -7. Anybody getting that?
Yeah.
With matrix equation? Go back up here. I could plug -7 back in. Let's see, if I put x for -7, then I'm going to add 7. That's going to be, so 15 for my y. How many did you get that? Okay, did you use, who's stuck on the calculator part? Where you at, Luke?
I don't know how to multiply with inverse.
Oh, you just hit the inverse button. So just go matrix A, then go back and hit the inverse button and it'll do it. And then just put matrix B, it should work. I'll come back to it. Everybody okay?
This is what
Same thing?
Let me see.
Let me see what Luke's got going.
Okay, put this in here.
You enter. No, you gotta get out of it. Second click. Second, quit. Okay, now go to matrix. Oops, you don't need that, you need clear that.
You get it.
Next, second, second, okay, enter.
Yeah, then hit this button.
Now do the inverse, second, or not second, just inverse.
It's the.
Okay, now go second, make,
And you do
matrix, second, inverse.
Yeah.
Curve on the feet, enter, enter. How we doing, get it?
Here, that's where we're supposed to get the -7 and then just.
Yep,
Don't
yep.
get second.
Yep.
And then-
-7,
You know,
15.
I'm not so quiet.
Get her? Good. You see how easy that is? That's pretty easy to solve a system of equation. All right, let's try another one. Now, as you get better with your calculator, you just write right over. Your matrix A. Whoops. So your matrix A here is gonna be the lead coefficients. It's gonna be a 2 by 2. 1, 2, 3, -1. Now make sure you use your negative button and not the subtraction. You use the subtraction, you're gonna get an error. Hello? Everybody know where that's difference? Your B matrix. 2 by 1 would be 8. Had some pizza last night, tastes pretty good. Now, where does people make a mistake? They forget to do the inverse. A inverse times B. You should pop out a 2 by 1. And your X is gonna be on top and your Y will be on bottom. Why? Because your X is first, your Y is second. Now you can solve for a system equation in about 30 seconds, really, if you get better with your calculator. Would you agree? I can do substitution elimination, but matrix equations is pretty slick. Especially if you're trying to get it on the, you got some fractions or something, and you're taking the ACT, that'd be pretty cool. Anybody generating a number? Huh? You got 2, 3, anybody else get 2, 3? I didn't think it was 2, 3. 2, 3? That's probably it, but if more than one person got it, probably is that answer. Okay, X is 2. Y is 3, sorry to doubt you. There you go. I like that. Matrix equation, pretty cool. All right, now, it's really handy, really handy when we got some nasty big numbers, okay? Try one more. So your A, 2 by 2. Now, make sure you got your X's lined up. Make sure you got your Y's lined up. Make sure you got your equals in there. If you don't, you're gonna get messed up with your matrix, okay? Make sure you use, we're gonna have 1, 1, 7, 15. My B, 10,000. 86,000. There's no negatives in here, so you can't mess up there, but where do you mess up? You forget to take the inverse. So you're gonna take A inverse times B. Your X will be on top, your Y will be on the bottom. Someone pretty slick already with it. What do we got?
I got 8,545.45.
Yeah, something's wrong there. Check your numbers again, check your matrices.
Oh, I put 18.
Anybody? Close with? I don't know why I thought it was,
I got 8,000 and 2,000.
yeah, I thought that's what it was. X is 8,000. And Y was 2,000. There you the unknown, check your numbers, see, like, did you use your
Yeah,
first?
I put 18 instead of 15.
Okay, yeah, that's all it takes. One number off. One number off's all it takes. All right, how we feeling there? How do you like them? You feel it's easy? I think it is easy. All right, really handy if you got some funky numbers. Okay, let's see what we can do with fractions. You just plug them in the same way. Careful with your subtractions, your negatives. So we're looking at 1/2. -3/4, -3, and 1/8. Make sure you use your negative button, not subtraction. Matrix B, -4, -11, 2 by 2, 2 by 1, A inverse, times B, you're gonna get your X and Y popping out at you there somewhere. And you'll get better at these, you'll be able to put this stuff in and do it in about 30 seconds. Now, would anybody wanna do this one by substitution elimination? Heck no, not with those fractions. That'd be a pain in the. Yeah, I mean, that, I wouldn't wanna do it. There's some other things I wouldn't wanna do. Called principal of name, you know? Practice going well?
Yeah.
I see Dergala is not here. She wasn't here first grade.
Berlin?
Derlin, I say Dergala. Derlin's the real,
She didn't orthodontist.
got the old word down. Ooh, no one's favorite. What are we getting here? X is, anybody get anything?
40.
4/8? 4/8, I think is it. Is that what you got? 4/8? Woo-hoo! That would take me probably, at least 5 minutes with fractions, or probably 3 to 4 minutes. And then I would probably mess it up, so. I like it. I like matrix equation. I think it's pretty slick. Why are we doing this? Okay, well, we're gonna do this so we can get to some problems that are a little bigger. Now here, how many unknowns are in this guy right here? X, Y, and Z. No different, we can still use it. Now, are my X's all lined up? My Y's lined up? My Z's are lined up? My equals are, okay, so I'm ready. Now, though, my matrix A is not gonna be a 2 by 2, it's gonna be a 3 by 3. Top row, 1, 1, 1. 2, -1, 2, 1, -1, -1. My B, 6, 6, -4. Don't forget your inverse. See if you can flop out what X, Y, and Z. Now, we can solve these by algebra. System of equations, 3 unknowns is an algebraic solve. You can do by substitution elimination. It's a little bit of a pain. Takes a little longer. They do it in honors, so. Everybody okay with that? We just let them do it in honors and not in here, and we just use our calculators?
Yeah.
I thought we'd be okay with that. Woo-hoo! So again, if your X is first, it's gonna come out whatever X is top, then your Y, and your Z. I don't know why I think it was 1, 2, 3. Anybody got that?
Yeah.
I remember right, 1, 2, 3. Anybody struggling with the calculator? Again, this is what we did yesterday, that's why we did this. Learning how to multiply. We should be pretty smooth on this thing at this point. How we doing? Is everybody good? Got about 2 more things to show you. Now, don't write this one down. But all of a sudden, I throw something like this at you, and there's probably maybe 2 people that'll get this right. Anybody know why?
They're not lined up.
They're not lined up, and I'm also missing some of them. Okay? So, I'm gonna line them up, I'm gonna have x minus 2y plus 0z equals 7. I'm gonna have 0x plus y plus z equals 1. I'm gonna have x, I gotta bring this y to the other side, so it's gonna be plus y plus 0z equals 4. So if I don't have that variable, what am I gonna put in there? A 0. Don't put this one in, you don't need to do this one, but you can write this down if you want. What would my 3 by 3 be? My matrix A, 1, -2, 0, 0, 1, 1, 1, 1, 0. So you gotta get stuff lined up, you gotta get stuff set equal. So we had to bring this y over, it became positive. So you gotta be careful when it's something like that, I can throw you a big old curveball there. Be a great little bonus problem, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
That would tell me, do you really know what you're doing, wouldn't it? Everybody okay? All right. We're doing this so we can do some systems of equation problems. 2 sand hauling trucks have a capacity of 12 tons and 15 tons. They made a total of 20 trips to haul 273 tons of sand. How many round trips did each truck make? There you go. That's your Jeopardy question of the day. Okay? That's the mathematical torture question. As soon as most math students see one of those, we go, yeah, right? Okay. So I'm going to encourage you to look for some totals in all these problems. Number 1, let's get some totals. Anybody see a total in any of these? 273 is a total. So something's got to equal 273. Is there any other totals? 20. All right. What's 20 represent? Round trips. What's 273 represent? Okay. How many, what do we got going on? How many trucks? So let's say that truck X plus the total trips of truck Y is going to be 20 trips, right? So we can start guessing. It could be 10 and 5, right? Could be 8 and 12. Could be 9 and 11. Could be 1 and 19. We could guess all those, plug it in, but we can also do another system. Now, this is trips equal trips. This is tons, isn't it? So we need to represent tons plus tons equal tons. So what are the tons? 12x plus 15y. Now, let's designate, okay? So x equals the 12-ton truck, and y equals the 15-ton truck, because we really can't label them much different than that, okay? Go, put it in matrix equation, solve. 12, 15, 1, 1. Should be able to solve this in about 30 seconds once you get the equation done. So we found those totals. Totals are crucial when you're trying to write some equations. Gotta find them. So we're looking for trips. Now, when you're done, what should those trips add up to be? Yeah, it should be add up to be 20. Truck X, you do your equation, truck X will be on top. Don't quite remember. I would say somewhere maybe 9, 11, 11, 9, somewhere in there. X is 9, okay? X is 9, Y is 11. So how could you check that? Take 9 times 12, right? And 11 times 15, see if it adds up to be what? 273, and it does. Now, the reason we're out doing matrix equations is so we can do this type of problem, pretty simple, isn't it? Much, much better than solving by substitution elimination. One more and we're done for the day. Everybody good here? Everybody good? Look for the totals. Look for some totals. I'm gonna give you about a minute and 30 seconds to see if you can write this. This last one. See if you can write these two equations. I'm gonna give them to you then, but I'm gonna use pennies and nickels. What's the first total we see there? Okay. That's total in the coin, so pretty simple. The number of pennies plus the number of nickels are 116. The other total has to be $2.52. I'll let you think about what needs to be in front of that total. So, this is number of pennies. Number of pennies plus number of nickels is 116. What's 252? That is money, right? What's a penny worth? Yeah, so how are we gonna write that though? 0.01p plus nickel? 0.05 n. Again, much easier with matrix equations with all these decimals, isn't it? Wouldn't want to do it. I'd probably start by multiplying by 100, and that would help, but this one's not too bad. You could. Put that in your calculator. This is the last one. Who's got the number of pennies? Pennies equal something. Nickels equal something. They have to add up to be what? 116.
$82.34.
That is correct. 82 pennies. $34 nickels. See if you can get that. Assignments on Canvas. I'll pull this over. I'll roll it over here in a second. Put it up. Couple of problems. Submit as usual. We're gonna dig into more of these application problems tomorrow. We're gonna do a whole bunch more application problems tomorrow. Is everybody good with this problem? It's a whole homework. Everybody good?
Yes.
So 10 through 12, 22 through 24, and 31. Thank you for paying attention to that. System of equations today. Solving by matrices. Can't get much better than that.
Oh, I like that. Let me see the blue. I like the white though. Yeah. No, I like the white. Yeah, I like that. Right. Oh, don't worry, I will be.
Parker's made some more shots, you know.
Actually, that was a bad practice. I'm telling you, all of our bounces.
Figure out from what?
I don't